What's going on today, guys? This is Jonathan from Jarman Productions, and today I'm bringing you a long overdue recap over my predictions for the 2020 season. I don't even know what we should start off with. I wasn't too horribly wrong. They ended up going 5-11 instead of, I said 9-7, and then me being the biased little Broncos fan that I am, I was like, oh, you know what, they could actually do better. They could get 10-11 wins this season, and so we could very easily come out with a 10-6 record or an 11-5 record. No, I should have known that it was going to be the way that it was, but as a sports fan, you're blinded by the love for your team. So anyways, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to read off first what I thought was going to happen, and then the actual result. And then we'll get into kind of what happened and why it was the way that it was. Okay, first off, we've got the Tennessee Titans. I predicted that as a loss, and I was correct. I was correct on that. I got it right on. I nailed it right on the head, pretty much. Derrick Henry ran all over us. The Broncos' run defense just could not hold up. So next up, we've got the Steelers. I predicted that was going to be a win. I was very wrong. I said Big Ben was washed up, and yeah. So next up was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I predicted that that was going to be a win for the Broncos. I don't know what the hell I was smoking, but it's Tom Brady. Why did I count Tom Brady out? Like, come on, man. That was wrong. The Bucs won. The Denver Broncos did not. The Patriots, to my surprise, I got this one wrong. I predicted that the Patriots were going to win, and I predicted that the Denver Broncos were going to lose. But Cam Newton shat the bed and doesn't know what, he had a bad season last year. I'm not going to say anything too bad about him because I do still like him as a quarterback, but that was a win for the Broncos. So then I had the Dolphins, which was postponed, so my prediction video looked like I didn't know what I was talking about. But anyways, so I predicted that as a W. That was correct. The Denver Broncos won. Then Kansas City, I predicted both of those games to be losses for the Broncos, and that was correct. They did lose both games. The Chargers, I predicted that as a W. The first one was correct. They won the first matchup against the Chargers. And then the Falcons, I predicted that as a loss. I was correct. The Las Vegas Raiders, I predicted a win for the first matchup. That was incorrect. New Orleans, that was a hell of a game. We didn't even have a quarterback playing, but I predicted that as a loss, and they did. They lost. Carolina, I predicted the Broncos would win. I was correct. The Denver Broncos did win. Then we've got the Buffalo Bills. I predicted that as a loss, and I am saddened at how correct I was. The Buffalo Bills ran all over us. What was it, like 42-19 or something like that? Like, Jesus Christ. So then the last two games of the season were the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Rams. I predicted those both as wins, and I was incorrect on both of them. They were both losses, and therefore we finished the season 5-11. It wasn't horribly off from my 9-7 prediction, but it was not even anywhere close to what I said. They can get I said they can get 10 or 11 wins. It just depends. Come on, man. So now we're going to move into the next part of the video, and I am just going to be focusing on Drew Locke. Now, Drew Locke. I have very mixed feelings about Drew Locke, just as every Denver Broncos fan does. I'm going to be releasing a draft video, so this isn't going to be what I think the Broncos should do in the draft, but this is kind of a little hint at it. I think the Broncos need to give Drew Locke another year. I do, because how are we going to know if a quarterback is able to be developed and be a good quarterback whenever we're giving them only 2 years? Especially, including the fact that Drew Locke has had 2 different offensive coordinators in both of his years, which he only played not even half of a year in his first season. Anyways, that's my little rant. So I wrote down his stats all season. So for week 1, he was 22 and 33, 216 yards, 1 touchdown. Week 2, he got injured in the first quarter. Weeks 3 and 4, he was still injured. Week 6 was after their bye week. He came back and he was 10 and 24 for 189 yards and 0 touchdowns. So then he was 20 and 40 for 0 touchdowns, 254 yards. Week 8, 26 and 41, 3 touchdowns, 248 yards. Week 9, 25 for 48, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns. Then we've got 23 and 47 for week 10, 257 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but that just kind of shows how wildly inconsistent Drew Locke has been. And that's truth. We can't get around the fact that Drew Locke has been inconsistent and nothing but it. Whenever he's good, he's very good. But whenever he's bad, it is bad. It is atrocious. His touchdown to interception ratio was 16 touchdowns, 15 interceptions, which is god awful. It is horrible. And he had a game high, or season high, I guess, of 4 interceptions in one game. Like that's just insane. But then he turns around and he'll throw 4 touchdowns in a week and 0 picks, or only 1 pick, and then he'll throw for, he'll throw for 339 yards. Like, what the hell? I just don't get it. I'm kind of ranting right now about Drew Locke, but it's so frustrating as a Denver Broncos fan, because we have seen his good, but we have definitely seen his bad. And that is the thing that turns so many people off of Drew Locke. Yeah, I believe in Drew. I think that we shouldn't, I'm not going to say waste. We should not use a pick on a quarterback in the first round, at least. So that's my 2 cents. The 2021 season is looking hopefully better. Hopefully the Denver Broncos will not have to suffer through as many injuries as we did in 2020. That was a horrible year. And yeah, so any Broncos fans watching this, or just plain NFL fans, let me know what y'all think. Should the Broncos stick with Locke? Should they draft a quarterback? Should they what should they do? Because I think that they should stick with Locke. But yeah, so peace. I'll see y'all later.